Here's a walkthrough example problem of Hess's law the short way and all of the things that you need to do in order to get full points for each of the problems. So once you're done solving it, you're going to use the heat of formation table in Hess's law to solve it, and we know that our Hess's law is going to be equal to the products minus the reactants. We're then going to tell if the total reaction is endo or exothermic. We're going to write out the change in H on the correct side of the formula. We're going to draw the graph, and we're going to identify what is favored, the product or the reactants. So the first thing that we're going to do is, in order to get full points on showing our work, we're going to show what the products minus the reactants will look like. And then, like I said in the video notes for the PowerPoint, I like to put in the values either above or below that chemical formula. You don't have to do this part, but it makes putting in the formula and the numbers for the formula very easy when it comes to doing the math part. So I'm going to find those numbers from the blue sheet, and hopefully you're able to find those. And then again, watch your state of matter for water, so make sure that you're paying attention on that, if either it's a liquid or a gas. So once I put those numbers up there, I'm going to plug them into the correct formula, and that's why I like to write this formula out first with the compounds, so then I can just match the numbers. I know that that's negative 84.7, and that should go over here. This does help with not running into the mistake of just subtracting the reactants minus the products. That's a lot of times what people do when they're getting these problems wrong, instead of subtracting the products minus the reactants. So make sure you're doing this in the correct order. So go ahead and pause the video and calculate out what my change in H would be. So hopefully you're able to figure out what your change in H was, and the change in H is negative 1,561.3 kilojoules per mole. So based on that number, I know that this is an exothermic reaction, and I know that if I were to write that in my chemical formula, that it would look something like this, showing that it's a product. So if it was an endothermic reaction, the value would go over here. Hopefully that's a good review from the first set of notes that you watched. And then it asks me to draw a graph, so I know that because I have an exothermic reaction, my products are going to be at a lower energy level than my reactants, showing that it released energy. And because my products are at a lower energy level than my reactants, I know that my reactants or my products are going to be favored. My reactants are not favored because they're at too high of an energy level. So those are all the things that you need to do to get your full points for doing all of these problems. The rest of this assignment should be on your own. Please make sure that you are showing all of your work. Thanks.